What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me here at my YouTube channel. This is where I talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about: movies, video games, comic books, TV shows. And right now, I want to give you guys a ranking. And this ranking is going to be a little bit different. But before I give the ranking, make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure that after the ranking is done that you leave some comments down below. I do this channel to talk to people, to have conversations about the stuff that I love to talk about. So leave a comment so that I can respond to you and we can have a dialogue about this. But that being said, today I'm going to give my ranking of the Rankin-Bass Christmas Specials. So before there was the Avengers, before there was the MCU, before there was the DCEU, before there was the Fast and the Furious universe, before they started doing these interconnected universes, Rankin and Bass was already doing it. That's right. They already had an extended universe, and that was the Christmas Special Extended Universe, because you had Frosty the Snowman, you had Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you had Santa Claus is Coming to Town, you had all these different Christmas specials that a lot of people don't even realize they were all connected. And they all did connect in one movie, and we'll talk about that soon. But this was a series of interconnected Christmas specials. So first you had, in 1964, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. In 1969, Frosty the Snowman. 1970, Santa Claus. Santa Claus is Coming to Town. 1974, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Also in 1974, The Year Without Santa Claus. 1976, Frosty's Winter Wonderland. Also in 1976, Rudolph's Shiny New Year. In 1979, Jack Frost. And it all culminated also in 1979 with Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July, a feature-length stop-motion animated film that included everything that came before. All right, so they did not come out, however, in chronological order. The order that they came out was, let me pull that up here. Or sorry, that's the order that came out what I just read. But the chronological order was, the first one was Santa Claus is Coming to Town. If you watch them in the order that they happened, not the order they came out. You have Santa Claus is Coming to Town, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, The Year Without a Santa Claus, Frosty the Snowman, Jack Frost, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Rudolph's Shiny New Year, Frosty's Winter Wonderland, and then Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July. That would be the order to watch them in chronological order. But I'm going to rank them. I'm going to rank them from my favorite to least favorite. Or sorry, I'm going to rank them from my least favorite to favorite. But first, there are some others that are in this universe, but they were not Rankin and Bass. I'm just ranking the Rankin and Bass ones, but there are other shows that were in this universe. And that includes Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and the Island of Misfit Toys. That includes Frosty Returns. That includes The Legend of Frosty the Snowman. And that includes The Miser Brother Christmas. Those were not done by Rankin and Bass, so I will not be including those in my ranking. Let's start with number 9. Number 9 is Jack Frost. I know that a lot of people like Jack Frost. I know a lot of people really look at it as this perennial Christmas favorite, and I have to admit, I have it on DVD, but I just didn't care for it. I always felt it was a little slow, and I always felt that it was a little, in most of the other specials, Jack Frost is viewed as a bit of an antagonist. Whereas in this one, he's viewed as a very heroic character, very selfless character. Now, this character does have a great ending in this show. A very somber, emotional-ish ending. But I just didn't care for it. I always felt it was a little boring and a little slow. So Jack Frost is number 9. Number 8 is Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July. This is the one where everybody comes together. This is the Avengers version of the Rankin-Bass Christmas Specials. So why is it so low on the list? Well, it just wasn't very good. It just wasn't very good. They take Frosty, they take Rudolph, they take Santa, they take Frosty's wife, they take Jack Frost, they take all these characters, and they put them into this movie in the middle of summer in July, into a plot that involves a circus, a wizard, an evil reindeer, and none of it is really very good at all. It's all very stupid, actually. Now, the Rankin-Bass specials are known for being very outlandish, and that's what I like about some of them, is they really embrace this fantasy, and they really do a good job of world building in this fantasy world. But this one was just dumb, and that's why it's so low on the list, because it was very ridiculous and just didn't make a lot of sense, especially in the context of some of the other Christmas specials that came before. It wasn't always very consistent with what had come before. So it's number 8. Number 7 is Rudolph Shiny New Year. Rudolph Shiny New Year has some good stuff in it. There's the bird. What is the name of the bird? The bird that Kronos, I believe, is the bird's name. But the Kronos is always looking for Baby New Year, trying to take Baby New Year. And you've got the whale with the clock on it. I mean, there's just a lot of fun fantasy imagery and naming of the characters as Rudolph goes on this adventure to find the Baby New Year, so that New Year can come. It's silly. It's a direct sequel to the first Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and it is silly, but at the same time, they really went for it. They really went for it. They swung hard. They swung for a home run. They got a single, but they swung for a home run. Number 7 is Rudolph Shiny New Year. Number 6 is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And this one is one of those stop-motion animated ones that tells the origin story of Santa Claus. And it's all very fun. It's all very fun. It involves him trying to defeat an evil mayor, Burgermeister Meisterburger, who has outlawed toys because toys are bad. And it kind of gives how Kris Kringle went to the North Pole, how he met his wife, how he enlisted the elves to help. It all was how he even became the supernatural character through, like, what was it, the Aurora Borealis or whatever. It was all very fantasy, but it was all very fantasy that was rooted in ideas and concepts that at least made sense. Had some nice music in it. Some of the music was a little weird. He sings a song to a bunch of kids where, it goes, "If you sit on my lap today, a kiss, a toy is the price you'll pay." Yeah, that's a little weird. But it was at least a fun origin story of Santa Claus. Much better than the other Rankin-Bass origin story, The Life and Times of Santa Claus. Ooh, that was bad. Alright, so that's number 6. Number 5 is Frosty's Winter Wonderland. This one was traditional animation, and it's how Frosty meets his wife, Crystal. And Jack Frost is the antagonist of this, and there's some really good Frosty the Snowman songs and moments in this where he does go back to interact with the kids from the original cartoon. It's all very sweet. It's very short. It falls under a half hour long, and it's just one of those that most people don't really know even existed. But when you watch it, you're like, "Yep, this falls right in line with that universe." Number 4 is 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. So this obviously is based on the poem 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, but it's told through the lenses of some house mice that live in the same house as a inventor who makes clocks. And we learn in this one that Santa Claus is kind of a butthead, because somebody writes a letter to Santa saying, "I don't believe in you," or whatever, and he decides that he's not going to bring any presents to any kids in that town because that letter was offensive. And how are they going to win him back? Well, they decide, we're going to build this big elaborate clock that plays Christmas music to bring him back. It's a very silly concept. It's all very very nonsensical, to be honest with you. But it tells the story of the human story. It also tells the mouse story, and they definitely mirror each other in a way. And there's some very good music in this, and I think that's where this one elevates this cartoon, is the music, because the music in this is very solid. It's very top-notch Rankin-Bass music. So that's number 4. Number 3 is Frosty the Snowman. It's the classic everybody knows, everybody loves, and I obviously that was going to be one of the top ones. I don't need to spend a lot of time talking about that one. You know, this is a Christmas classic that most people visit every year. Number 2 is the stop motion Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's right, it's not number 1. It's not number 1. I think a lot of people would put this one at number 1, but it's not. It's my number 2, but that doesn't change how great it is. Yukon Cornelius is one of the greatest Christmas inventions ever, who has never ever appeared in anything ever again other than the bad Island of Misfit Toys. A lot of world building here between the Abominable, the Island of Misfit Toys, just a lot of world building that's happening here. We also learned that Santa is a bit of a jerk. A bit of a just maybe a bad person at the beginning of this. And that maybe Rudolph's parents aren't really good parents either. But a lot of classic music here, classic moments, imagery that will forever be connected to the holidays, songs that will forever be connected to the holidays. I think about songs like Holly Jolly Christmas, Silver and Gold, We're a Couple of Misfits, We Are Santa's Elves, just a lot of songs that will forever be connected to the holidays. This is going to be a lot of people's number 1, but for me it's number 2. My number 1 is Year Without a Santa Claus. And I got 2 words for you. 3 words. The Miser Brothers. For me, when I was a kid, growing up, the Miser Brothers were awesome. You had Heat Miser and Snow Miser, and they did not like each other. And you had Mr. White Christmas, and you had Mr. Green Christmas, and it was just a fun rivalry. That was what I drew from it when I was a kid. As an adult, definitely look at the kind of the innocence of children and how that innocence gets lost. And this movie definitely explores that. When Santa Claus goes to the real world to try to find his missing reindeer, and he ends up staying with this family with a little kid, and the little kid is on the cusp of unbelief, and Santa makes it a point to try to get this kid to believe in him again. Definitely a sweet moment that I didn't pick up on when I was a kid. It was kind of, when I was a kid, obviously I kind of felt that it was cheesy. As an adult now, it's something that I kind of look at it a little bit differently. You know, it was this really sweet storyline that really kind of just highlighted childlike innocence at Christmas time, and how time eventually takes that from all of us. So, Year Without a Santa Claus is my number 1. So let's recap. Number 9 is Jack Frost. Number 8 is Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July. Number 7 is Rudolph's Shiny New Year. Number 8 is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Number 6 is Santa is Coming to Town. Number 5 is Frosty's Winter in Wonderland. Number 4 is 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Number 3 is Frosty the Snowman. Number 2 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And number 1 is The Year Without Santa Claus. So, do you watch the Rankin-Bass Specials every year? Do you watch all of them? Do you just watch Rudolph or just watch Frosty? Let me know in the comments down below. Did you even know that this was a big interconnected universe? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to start a conversation with you about this. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you so much for joining me right here at the OK Review, where we get to talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. Until next time, we'll see you later.